Mr. Chairman, just to build on what the ranking member said, as I understand it, Ms. McIver is criminally charged for impeding and obstructing an arrest of another individual, the mayor of Newark, whose case was then immediately dismissed, and resulting in the prosecutor, the same prosecutor, being harshly admonished and, perhaps to use Mr. Higgins' term, censured for using the power of our criminal laws and our criminal enforcement system for political purposes. It was an arrest that even the prosecutor admits was wrong. And now that same prosecutor is charging Ms. McIver wrongly, I think, based on the facts and the video, but that will be borne out in a court of law, with impeding essentially a false arrest. And it's pretty remarkable even that we would have a censure resolution in this body based on the facts of this case, not to mention in addition to what the ranking member said about innocent until proven guilty. And I would caution my Republican colleagues not to jump so quickly and so aggressively on top of this issue, because the concept of innocent until proven guilty is one that my Republican colleagues, including our president, have relied on very heavily over the last couple of years. And it is the height of hypocrisy to resort to innocent until proven guilty when it's somebody in your own party, and then ignore it when it relates to somebody in another party. The politicization of our criminal justice system is a danger to all of us, and if my Republican colleagues do not realize it now, they will realize it in the future. I yield back.
Gentleman yields.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to be recognized to speak on the objection to the unanimous consent request to my resolution.
There is no objection filed yet. It's just been commented.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I thought the ranking member had.
He reserved. He didn't.
So can I speak on this debate? I'm asking.
I think you yielded your time earlier. Someone else can. Mr. Gaster, recognize.
I'd like to recognize, and I would yield my time to the gentleman.
Gentleman yields to you, Mr. Higgins.
Thank you, and I thank the gentleman. In no way does entering into the record of a bill that has been properly drafted and filed with the House Clerk, in no way does entering that into the record of the committee that has jurisdictional authority in that arena wherein the incident took place and an investigation was conducted. This is in the DHS arena where this committee has direct oversight authority and responsibility. In no way does entering my resolution calling for censure and removal of Representative McIver, removal from this committee alone, if you look at the resolution, and her censure, in no way does it inhibit her defense, nor my vigorous support of her right to be recognized as innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The threshold for removal from committee has long been indictment. It's in the ethics rules and is recommended that it clearly states that a member should recuse themselves, withdraw themselves from all committee activity if they have been indicted for a federal crime. So I waited until I did not quickly move I stayed to my colleague and friend, Mr. Goldman. We did not move quickly at all. I waited until the 11th hour to file a very respectfully drafted and properly drafted resolution and file this at the end of the day yesterday. Why? Because we had this markup today. And I object from a constitutional perspective. I object to Ms. McIver's involvement in and participation in committee activity in an arena where she's facing federal indictment, and she has a right to defend herself. And I would expect that she would. I would oppose expulsion, for instance. Why? She hasn't been convicted. That threshold has not been crossed. I would vote no on an expulsion endeavor that was brought to the floor. But censure is appropriate. Historically, is well in line with what has happened. And generally, by this point, a member removes themselves from their committee involvement. Certainly, from a committee that has direct oversight in the arena wherein the charges are to be prosecuted and no doubt vigorously defended.
Will the gentleman yield?
Yes, I'm happy to yield to my colleague.
Did the gentleman make these same objections when former Representative Matt Gaetz was very publicly under investigation by the FBI while he served on the Judiciary Committee, which had oversight? Now, I'm sure you were going to say, he was not yet indicted, but...
Yes, he was not yet indicted. So the threshold is the threshold. And let me say that I stood against the expulsion of Representative Santos because had not been convicted, you understand. The thresholds have not been crossed. So you have to respect the historical precedent that has been long established in this body. And Representative McIver has had sufficient time to withdraw herself from committee participation. She has failed to do so, and thus the resolution that I introduced yesterday is quite in order. And the recognition of that resolution in today's committee markup is also well in order. Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Gentleman
yield
yields.
back to the gentleman from Mississippi.
I yield my remaining time back.
Gentleman yields. Hearing no objection to the request, the unanimous consent, the item will be entered into the record.